So today we're going to work on picking up Slate's feet. Now, Slate is a rescue from Heart of Phoenix Equine Rescue, and when he came to us, he came in a stock trailer. He wasn't really handleable. Over time, I've been working with him very gradually, just working with getting him approachable, being able to be haltered, being able to be touched. And at first, he was, a little bit kooky. He'd come after you, he'd attack, he'd bite. Sometimes he'd kick out at you. He still has a long way to go, but he's come so far. One of the big things that we need to do is to be able to trim his feet and get those feet trimmed. And so what we really want to do is develop a horse who is patient, quiet, willing enough to tolerate having those feet picked up so that when the farrier comes, we can keep that farrier safe, he can trim that horse safely, and he has a good experience on his first trim. So we're going to get started. I'm going to walk you through how I teach any horse how to pick up their feet safely. And today we're going to just focus on the front feet. And I like to kind of break it down. The front feet are going to be a lot easier, safer to work with. Then we're going to do another session where we focus on the hind feet. So let's get started. You're not too old. You're not too broken. You just need the right support. Even before the spook, your body was already bracing. You didn't want to freeze, but it happened anyway. And your horse, well, they felt every ounce of it. The truth is, fear doesn't fade with time. It fades with trust. And trust, that comes with connection. It's hard to connect when fear takes the reins. And that's why we created Unbreakable Bond Premium, to help you rebuild trust step by step. You'll get our full 10-course training roadmap, where we take you from some of the basics like groundwork and desensitizing, all the way to some of the more advanced stuff like obstacle work and cantering for confidence. Plus mini courses, live group coaching, and a private community of riders who care deeply about doing it right for their horses and themselves. The piece you've been looking for, it's closer than you think. Start your 7-day free trial and build the bond your horse actually wants. Slate is a rescue horse that I've been working with for quite some time now. We've been very gradual in his progression in building his confidence. He came from Heart of Phoenix Equine Rescue, and I have the opportunity to be fostering him. And when he came in a stock trailer. He's the kind of horse that would come after people. He'd bare teeth, he'd pin those ears back, he'd whip around and kick out. But he's come such a long way. And we started with, teaching him to be approached without trying to bite your hand off, teaching him how to put the halter on, lower his head, all that kind of stuff. He's come a long way. But we need to make sure that he can get his feet trimmed for the farrier. And if you know anything about farriers, it's hard to find a good farrier. You don't want to kill your farrier. You want to make sure that you train your horse to be safe with picking up their feet. So we're going to dig right into it. So you don't want to just go in there and grab your horse's leg to get him to pick up his feet. I want to gradually get him comfortable with this. You can see how if I'm just going to try to fight with him and muscle, that's not going to work out well. So there's a couple things I like to do when I'm teaching a horse how to pick up their feet. So I will take my lead rope, and I always work with these longer lead ropes, at least 14 feet long, 14 to 16 feet. But what I want to do is, and I've already done in the past, I've touched him like down here with the steady stick. If you've seen some of the earlier videos, I literally had like a 10-foot pole that I would use to touch him, and he'd be kicking out and striking out. But I know that he'll at least let me touch and rub around here, okay? So I've done some work before this. I wouldn't just go in there and start messing around here with a horse like him, okay? So I'm going to just hook my lead rope around him here, okay? And what I want to do is get him used to picking up that front foot, right? So all I want to do is I'm going to apply pressure here, and it's not a lot, okay? Little bit of pressure, and I'm just going to hold and see what he does there. And as long as he's reacting, see his nose turning, his head raised up, okay, he's lowering his head. As long as he's reacting, I'll maintain pressure, okay? If he just kind of goes to sleep, then I'll increase pressure, okay? So right now he's kind of like, he's leaning back a little bit, he'll lean forward, he's reacting. See, he's shifting his weight. As soon as that leg comes forward, or even if it shifts a little bit, I'm going to release the pressure off of him. So now this is an area where he's almost just kind of frozen. Now I'm going to add more pressure and I'm just going to hold. Okay, I'm going to add more pressure. There. I'm going to release. Even though he didn't move that foot, he rocked that one forward and this one would come next. I went ahead and gave him an early release for that. I'm going to go right back. I'm going to hold. And this time I'm going to hold, even though he moved the other foot forward, I'm going to hold until he really picks up this one foot from me, okay? So I'm just holding here, holding. And again, he's standing still, so I'm going to add more pressure, there. I'm going to release, let him know he made a good decision there. All right, so I'm going to run this back through here, and ideally, I want to be able to release this in a way that I don't lose his foot. What a gentleman, what a pony. Okay, I'm gonna go right to picking it up. There, up. Want him to follow through on that step. Release there, up. Follow through. Come on, bud. There we go. What a pony, yes. So I'm gonna give him a release there because he did a good job. I'm gonna try again here. I'm gonna get him to come. He's really standing there, so I'm holding quite a bit of pressure. Now you wanna be careful. I don't wanna like lean back because if he gives, I don't wanna go falling or flying backwards. But I'm just holding steady pressure. If it's too much to hold steady pressure, I can always bump on it a little bit. There, what a pony, yes sir. Oh my goodness, Mr. Slate, what a big boy. I'm gonna pick up again. Oh, look at that. Oh, all right, so now he's turning into a pro here. Let's see if we can get a couple steps. I'm gonna back up, give him some room to come towards me. There, good, release. I'll pick up again. I'm gonna bump a little bit, scoot that foot up some if I need to. There we go. Oh, and again, there, now he's getting it. And so what I'm doing, instead of just going down there and grabbing that foot, I'm teaching him that I can handle that foot quietly, respectfully. Oh, what a big boy. Really good. And so that's kind of where I want to start, right? And so once I get him picking up from down here, I can also work my way up here. So here we go. Let me kind of slide that up. And so I'm going to come just behind the knee here. And I'm gonna hold pressure. You see how he's going backwards? I'm gonna hold pressure. I'm gonna see if I can get him to break over at the knee. There. Up, break over. Let me step out of his way. There you go. Let's try behind the knee again. Good boy. Now I'm gonna come up higher. Now the higher I go, the kind of harder it is, the less sensitive they are there. So I'm gonna add pressure. Up, we come back up behind the elbow there. Okay, I'm gonna hold that pressure. See if I can get him to come. There. Oh, let's bring him back up forward. There, good boy. Forward. There, there. And you can see how every time I hold, I pick up, I release, my pony gets a little, oh, you're okay, a little softer. And he kind of overreacted there, but just stick with him here. Good boy. Oh my, yeah, buddy. And I'm gonna ask him again here. I'm gonna hold. This time I'm really stretching him out. I want a big step there. And again, see if we can get one more big step. Oh yeah. Come on, you got, oh, what a pony. So, that's the first side. I'm gonna go ahead and work his other side. And when you're at home, make sure you work both legs. But you get the idea here is before I go in there and I'm grabbing him, I wanna make sure he's used and understands the concept of moving that leg and not feeling like he has to react or shoot backwards or freak out. Because if I can gradually build his confidence, he's gonna have a much better experience when I finally go to pick up that front foot. So now we're gonna get to the second part of teaching Slate how to pick up his feet. Now, at first we started to lead him with the lead rope, right? Getting him comfortable, putting that lead rope behind his leg and getting him to come forward into it. Now, I just want him to pick up his feet. And believe it or not, he already knows how to do that. Every horse knows how to pick up their feet if they can move. Now, you guys might have seen in some of the earlier videos when we've been working on his groundwork, I've been working on backing him up. Good boy. And then once he backs up, I always like to ask my horse to turn on the haunches. It's really important for a horse to know how to use their hind end, pick up their front end and move over. So I will point and show him where I want him to turn the front end. What a pony, what a gentleman. But if you look at it, when I point and move, his foot picks up, right? And so I really want to focus on picking up that feet. So it's like when I point, I'm gonna wait for him to settle. I'm not gonna yank on him or pull on him or tell him quit. I'm just gonna say, get your nose back over there, and I'm gonna encourage him to settle here. Good. I'm gonna push him back out. When that foot picks up, I'll release the pressure. I'm gonna push him back out. That foot picks up, release the pressure, okay? So from a distance, I'm picking up that foot. I'm gonna push, he picks up. Again, the foot closest to me is what I want you to look at, okay? That's what I'm really focusing on. So I'm gonna get him to quit yo-yoing. Want him to just stand there, good boy. Say, no, just stand there. I don't want you to do anything, bud, but just wait for me. Again, wait for me. And a lot of horses will do this if you're working on exercises at home where you might push your horse out, and then as soon as you push them out, they yo-yo back into you. In order to give him clarity, every time he yo-yos back in, I just push him back out again. Let him know, hey, you're okay out there. I know we're best buds, but you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay over there. Good. And so I don't wanna skip making him wait. We'll get back to the exercise in a second, but right now it's just building in a little bit of patience and not feeling like there we go, that he has to suck right back into me, okay? Push him out. Good. There, good. Again. There, good, okay. Take a nice big deep breath to anchor him. So now he's standing pretty nice and still for me. So now I'm gonna go back to the exercise up. And it just takes what it takes. I'm not gonna skip this. He's gotta be standing still. And if he's not standing still, he's not gonna be ready. I see a lot of people when they're working with horses, they're so fixated on whatever exercise they wanna work on that they ignore behaviors, and those behaviors end up snowballing into bigger issues down the road. He's gotta wait. I don't wanna be in such a hurry that I ignore this and don't set an expectation that, hey, you can stand there and not anticipate. So, nope, just stand steady, bud. Stand steady, you get to just do nothing, yeah. Yeah, you get to do nothing, buddy. Oh, oh, oh. Up, 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 up. Up. Good boy. That was really good. Nice big deep breath. I'm gonna go right back into it. Good boy. Okay, so now let me go back to the exercise here. The idea here is I wanna communicate with that foot. I wanna put pressure on that foot. When that foot picks up, I lower the pressure. So the foot closest to me, pressure on that foot. When that foot picks up, lower that pressure, okay? Pressure towards that foot. When it picks up, lower the pressure, okay? So now that we can do it at a distance, there, there, good. Now I'm gonna do it pretty close to him. Let me step up, make sure you guys can see here. He doesn't want to walk through his own poo there. I don't blame you, buddy. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna toss my rope over his neck, okay? And all I'm gonna do is push on his, hey, there you go, bud, on his shoulder here to get him to pick up that foot, right? So it's no different from when I'm doing it out here, but now I'm coming right here close to him. I'm gonna push, release, right? He just picked up his foot. Push, I'm gonna hold, he's gotta pick it up. There, release. I'm gonna give him a rub. I'm gonna push, there, release. So you see how simple this is? You know, there's no point in wrangling with him and getting into a fight. I just want it to be where I can shift him over to his other foot. He picks up the weight, sets it down. Picks up the weight, sets it down. And so now, because I've gotten him used to being handled with the ropes, and now I've gotten him used to picking up that foot when I put pressure, now I'm in a much better, safer position to go down and pick up his foot for the first time. So now I'm gonna get right in and pick up his foot for the very first time. It shouldn't be a rodeo. We've done a lot of work, again, from the very beginning, desensitizing with the pole, touching him all over his feet, his front legs, his back legs. Right now we're focusing on the front legs. In this session, I started out by leading him with the lead rope. Then we went to putting pressure and getting him to pick up that foot and shift over. And so now what I want to do is I'm going to grab my rope here, keep myself safe just in case he does get upset or worried about it. But nice big deep breath. When I go to pick my horse's foot up, I want to start to push them over onto that off foot. Okay, so I got to push him over first there. That way he's more squared up. He's in a position where he's ready to pick up that foot. And so now I'm going to slide my hand down and I'll set it down. Just like that. What a pony. Good boy. I'm going to ask again. I'll slide my hand down. I'll go, oh, look at that. Look at that. And so you see he's got that muscle memory now, right? That when he feels me start to push, that means to pick up and move, right? Because we worked on moving that shoulder over to pick up that foot. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to pick up there. Pick up, good. I'm gonna pick up. Gonna take weight off there, good. I'm gonna slide my hand down, there. I'm gonna hold it this time. Good boy. And I'm gonna set it down, very good. What a pony. And I'm gonna push him over here, good. I'm gonna slide my hand down. He's got his weight on there. I'm gonna use my shoulder to push him over. There. He's doing a great job. What a pony. Awesome. And I'll set him down there. What a pony. Oh my, what a gentleman, Mr. Slate. And I'm gonna go back in one more time. And I don't wanna overdo it here. This is like a really, really good first session on this with him. Slide that hand down. If he's not picking up, I can just use my shoulder. I've taught him how to give to that pressure. There we go. And I'll pick him up. Awesome. So this is really good. I'm holding it just a little bit longer this time. Next session I work with him, I'll probably work on bringing it up underneath him a little bit more, like the farrier would. I might even see how he does if I bring it up in front of him. Like if the farrier, oh, he says, I don't like that. But if my farrier were to set it on a jack stand, you're okay. So I'll bring him back over through here. And this is all part of the learning process, buddy. You're fine. And of course, like I got to go back in there, right? And make sure we finish that up with a good experience here. So I'm just gonna pick it up like nothing ever happened. I'm gonna pick it right back up, put it on our pretend jack stand, just like I expect him to be great with. Oh, look at that. You're a circus pony, aren't you? I'm gonna bring it back underneath him, up. We're gonna go back to it again, pick up. And so now you can see I'm not being as gradual. I'm just having the expectation like, okay, you know, we can just work through this. We've done this, bud. You're an old pro. Yeah. There we go. Let's come back underneath you. And down we go. What a pony. What a pony. And I'm just gonna finish up again. Let's move that foot over. There. Good. I'm gonna ask him again just to move that front end around. Good boy. Oh, buddy. And I'm gonna give you a rub. So one of the next things that I'll be doing in another session is I'll be cleaning those feet out. And then pretty soon here, we're gonna have the farrier out here and we're gonna give him his first trim. Again, I like to work on the front feet first, get those nice and solid, and then work my way to the back feet and get those solid. And so we'll be doing another session where we'll also be working on getting him handling those back feet.